Barcelona's summer window glimmered like a fireworks display, eye-catching, audacious, and full of promise. Three names soared into the Camp Nou spotlight. Joan Garcia, stepping in with the poise of a veteran defender, Marcus Rashford, arriving with the swagger of an established star, and Rooney Bardi, the young prodigy whose first touches crackled like lightning on the field. Yet, beneath the roar of approval, a shadow lingered. The club's spectacular misfire in attempting to sign Nico Williams. How could a club capable of landing three such distinct talents stumble so dramatically on their top target? The question echoed through La Masia's halls, leaving fans and pundits alike wondering what really went wrong and why the headlines celebrating triumph were tinged with this one glaring omission. Just a year ago, Nico Williams had shocked the football world by rebuffing Barcelona's advances. He chose to remain rooted in the Basque Hills, pledging loyalty to Athletic Club and the red and white stripes that had nurtured his rise. Now whispers suggested he might undo that decision, trading Bilbao's crisp ocean air and centuries of Basque tradition for the electric nights of Catalonia. Yet as July dawned, that dream unravelled. A deal that seemed stitched together in boardrooms and whispered across transfer wires tore apart in the space between promise and paper. What began with genuine hope ended with a silence that spoke louder than any announcement. Reports had painted a picture of certainty. Barcelona and Nico in alignment, an agreement inked, smiles all around. But in football, as in life, the ground can shift beneath your feet without warning. In early July, just when jerseys were printed and fan chants rehearsed, Athletic Club dropped the bombshell. Nico had signed a new contract of his own volition. Barcelona, left reeling, had failed to guarantee his registration, and with that technicality, lost grip on their prize. It wasn't just a small hiccup, it was a tidal wave that washed away weeks of strategy and schemed transfers, leaving the club scrambling to fill the void. The sting of that collapse burned hot in the Camp Nou corridors, a reminder that even giants can be undone by the smallest oversight. Into that breach stepped Iñaki Williams, Nico's elder brother and fellow athletic stalwart. Facing the media with a controlled fury, he unravelled the narrative that had spread through newspapers and social feeds. My brother not joining Barca? Much of what has been said about Nico is a lie, he declared, voice steady but eyes flickering with frustration. The stadium lights danced on his brow as he spoke, each claim landing like a pebble against Barcelona's polished facade. According to him, the stories weren't merely inaccurate, they were intentional fabrications, a calculated push to sway public opinion and pressure Nico into compliance. Iñaki's words painted Barcelona not as aggrieved suitors, but as orchestrators of a media campaign, one designed to sully reputations and tilt the scales in their favour. He spoke of rumours adurted beyond recognition, of details twisted until the truth lay buried under layers of spin. It was as though a smoke machine had been set off, obscuring the real drama beneath clouds of conjecture. Why would they resort to such tactics? Was it desperation or a belief that the end justified the means? These questions hovered, heavy as fog, even as Barcelona's spokespeople scrambled to issue clarifications. Amid the theatrics, one point rang clear. Nico Williams was not a one-trick pony with Barcelona stamped on his chest. Imi brother had many options of where to go, not just A or B, Iñaki emphasised. Clubs across Europe, from the Premier League's thunderous arenas to La Liga's sun-drenched pitches, had courted the young winger. Each offered its own vision, trophies, fame, fresh challenges. Yet Nico chose to stay, not out of naivete, but a deliberate decision shaped by loyalty, ambition, and perhaps an affection for Bilbao's winding streets and the cheers that rose from San Mamés. Still, the saga left scars. Iñaki confessed it had not been easy on Nico, that the emotional whirlwind of expectation, betrayal, and public scrutiny had taken its toll. Beneath the bravado lay a vulnerability, the fear of letting down those who believed in him, the weight of headlines that questioned his integrity, and the quiet ache of personal invasion. Then came word of a more tangible blow. Someone had shattered one of the car windows of Nico's vehicle. The glass lay in glistening shards across leather seats, a stark symbol of how far the fallout had strayed from mere sports talk into the realm of personal attack. What remains now is reflection and perhaps a lesson for football's grandest stages. Barcelona learned that deals depend as much on trust and clarity as on cash and contracts. Athletic Club basks in the glow of keeping its prodigy, a reminder that loyalty still holds currency in a world driven by transfer fees. And Nico Williams stands at a crossroads, the future veiled in uncertainty, his story richer for the trials he's endured. As the next window approaches, one question lingers: will this chapter define him or propel him toward even greater heights? The answer, like the sound of a stadium in full roar, waits just beyond the horizon.